Okay, well, hello, welcome. We are live on this really great training today, and we're going to talk about your daily method of operation. Really, really key. This is one of the really most important lessons, coachings you can take on, because how you do anything is how you do everything. I have said it in many of my trainings. So let's get into really that what I do believe certainly is the biggest keys to your success. And this is really both short-term and this is also long-term. And that is, of course, this daily method of operation. If you don't have a DMO, a daily method operation, you're not going to go nowhere. See, you did see the trainings on the 6 ways to change how you get paid, or you may have listened, to one of my prior trainings on the 4-year career plan, where I really go specifically into the details, how to turn your 40 years career into a 4-year career. If you haven't seen that training, I did it, I think, a couple of years ago, then I really encourage you to do so again. And why I'm saying this is because, see, the key to success is daily consistent habits over a prolonged period of time. And when I look back, of course, of my life, my career, my success in business, personal growth and health, and when compared to success in offline and in online marketing, you see, it all comes down to specific things that really I have done on a daily basis. No matter holiday, no matter a break, day off, I mean, no matter, I still have done those things. So what are the things that, I hold myself accountable to myself? Because here's the thing, if I don't hold myself accountable to do the things I know I need to do, I simply don't do them. Very simple, I don't do them. And so what I have done really rigidly for many years now is I set a daily method of operation. So I know exact what I need to do on a daily basis in order to be successful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some ideas how to exactly, or what exactly you should be doing on a daily basis when it comes to social media marketing and when it comes to recruiting online. Of course, which is always, you could always see both ways. It's because it's applicable online, but also offline. So before I'm doing that, of course, I'm going to share a quick story. See, one of the excuses that I made in the beginning and held on for a very long time was that I didn't have the time. So, and this was, of course, true when it came to writing and creating content. I was like, I want to produce great content. I want to write great blog posts. I want to send emails every day. I want to write every day because I really enjoy it. I enjoy reading and I also enjoy writing. I enjoy coaching. I love it. That's what I studied so many years with Bob Proctor to become a coach. You see, but I always use the excuse, I don't have enough time. And I had my mentor share this idea with me one day, and he said, you know what? You need to be real with yourself, Claudia. He said, replace I can't with I won't. Replace I can't with I won't. Be real, with yourself, because you have time to exercise. You just won't exercise. So every time, for example, every time you say, oh, I can't do X, Y, Z today, I won't. Just replace this really in your mind, because this is the reality. I won't do X, Y, Z. So I wasn't writing, not because I couldn't. I wasn't creating content because I couldn't. I was not doing it because it wasn't enough priority. So I established a new daily method of operation. Now, I've never been much of a morning person, as you know. In fact, after really my success offline, my slogan always was, I sleep until I finished sleeping. I always said this, I finish until I finish sleeping. Well, so my routine, and this may shock you, but as soon as I got full time, and I didn't have to work my part-time jobs anymore, I literally slept in till 10, 11 o'clock, okay, in the morning. I stayed up fairly late, okay, but I slept in 10, 11 o'clock. But what it also meant is I never had time to write until, I had my morning coffee, gym, meditation done, and started to prepare my meal, and then it was already afternoon. And all my meetings started that I had scheduled, so I had never time. So some time ago, not so long, but some time ago, I decided there is time if I was just willing to make it up and get up a little bit earlier in the morning. So I decided that I'm going to test this morning thing. And of course, Corona was perfect scenario for me to do so. See, my first thing in the morning is to drink a lot of coffee, drink a lot of water, of course, get my coffee. I'm addicted to it, of course, do my meditation, visualization, and doing 30 minutes of gym. Okay, this is my routine. I'm not checking emails. I'm not checking any the phone, nothing like that. I do all of that other stuff first. And so, I was thinking, well, you know what? There's time. So if I made a decision, there is time. There is actually a lot of time. And I'm saying this to you because you have the time. We all have the time. And so I started waking up 2 hours earlier and started creating content and started writing. So I've started staying consistent with that. And my goal is to even carve out another hour and get as early up as 7 a.m. And I'm not a morning person, remind you that, I'm not. So right now I'm getting up 8 o'clock in the morning, and I want to go, and I do this already since 9 months, and I want to go up like 8 o'clock in the morning, each and every morning, where every morning then I can produce a piece of content. And every single morning without fail. Why? Because I'm gonna wake up early. I'm already waking up earlier. And so I'm already started to manifest the time I didn't have before. So when you hear all this time excuses, it's because you haven't set it up as a priority. And I'm gonna go dig in deeper into that, of course. And so this is really what I know is the truth. It's the truth about you. You have time. No more can we really say, I can't do this social media. When we say I can't, it means I won't. Remember, I won't. So be honest with you, be real. No more can you say I don't have the time, because you have. Just carve out another 1 hour or 2 hours. Now, if you are not doing it, again, it's because you won't and not because you cannot. Okay, so let me share with you, of course, this lesson now, my screen. So let me just go and go to my number, share screen. Okay, 1 here. Again, I need to all this screen share all the time. I know I was going to make it smaller because Reggie said it's going to be better smaller. Or no, but then I can't. Okay, then I can't. So I have to. No, do you see it? My second slide here. I guess you do. Do you see my second slide? Or you see my first slide? See the second slide?
Second slide.
Okay, good. So you can read the second slide clearly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So number one, and I'm going to get into excitement here. Number one, 15 to 30 minutes of day personal development. I mean, you don't do it, you are stuck. And right now we have in our back office the personal development, and there's more being added to it. Some videos are not playing yet, they will play very soon. So it's there. I mean, if you had to pay for it yourself, get those training courses, they would cost you, I mean, a few $1,000s there, definitely. Yet, of course, UtopianGlobal provides it for you. It comes with your monthly subscription, in fact. So what does that have your success to do with, of course, recruiting online? You may ask yourself the question. Well, it has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with being successful in network marketing, in recruiting people, in becoming an influencer. And people ask all the time, how do you create so much content now? Well, I'm learning, obviously. I always got a good book or a few I'm reading at the same time. I mean, I did a speed reading course some years back. Yes, I do read fast, even though it's not even my mother tongue. But I'm a big reader. Why? Because I'm naturally curious. I love learning new things. I'm hungry for wisdom, and because I do plan it. You see, I schedule it in. It's going to happen every day without a fail, without a miss. I'm taking time to learn, and that speeds up my creative thinking, my creativity. It makes everything in my life work better than I am learning. And so if you want to be successful with this, this is a non-negotiable opinion, a non-negotiable thing, I mean, in my opinion. 15 to 30 minutes of day personal development has to be carved in that time for you. Number 2 is exercise. See, now, again, what has this to do with becoming a successful network marketer, recruiting an influencer? Well, I believe, again, it has everything to do with it. And here's the thing. If you are out of shape, you're going to have less vibrancy. You're going to be more tired. You're going to show up with less power. If you want to be powerful, if you want to be vibrant, if you want to have energy, and in order to make that a reality for you, you need to work your body. I'm sorry, folks, you got to work your body. You need to work on your power. Because again, how you do anything is how you do everything. See, if you're being lazy at workout, chances are you're going to be lazy in many other things. See, I do workout without a fail every day. I do 30 minutes gymnastic in the morning. There's no fail, there's no miss. I do it every day. Now, I don't like to go to the gym. I don't like this, can't stand it, in fact. But I do my 30 minutes gymnastic and I do my 2-hour bike ride a day. Now, of course, I miss it when it's really horrible weather, or if I'm traveling, not nowadays so much because of Corona, but I always do my 2 hours bike ride. Otherwise, this is when it's my time outside. Now, if you have children or whatever, you're going to be outside with children playing, and you know, you're also going to be somehow outside. But I do my 2-hour bike ride rigorously. You don't have to do a 2-hour, you can of course do less, but this is what I do. So if you work out, it's going to show up. Your energy level simply will be higher. And I just tell you, and you like it or not, this also has to be in your DMO. It has to be in your success story. If you are hugely out of shape, people are not going to respect you as much, as hard as it sounds. It is just the way it is. And I know there's many of you watching, and you probably are not in shape. And you may be overweight, you know, and here's what I really owe to you. And this is, I got to be authentic with you. I can't lie to you because they make you feel better so I can sell more. No. See, you don't have to be the latest fitness model. You don't have to have a six-pack. But in order to be wealthy, I believe, that's my belief, wealth is body, is mind, is soul, is spirit, is money. If one of the areas is really missing, I don't think you're wealthy. So you need to be growing in all areas of your life, okay? Really, really key. Now, there are people who are just starting now and they probably could be totally out of shape and they're listening to this lesson. They may be going to take it too hard. Or maybe they're going to take it, well, yeah, I probably have to do something. I tell you what, my mother, she had a bike. She always rides bike with me. She's fairly fit. But, you know, Corona times, she gained some weight and gained actually quite a lot. She had this accident. Doctor told her she's very overweight. And my mother's not really very overweight. I mean, when you see her, she has a lot of breasts, but she is not really so much overweight. But the doctor said for her, it was like wow, it was really terrible. And she started a diet, of course, and now it's not a diet, but just eating less. Now she's, of course, feeling better and better and better. But, you know, sometimes, depending who says this to you, you take it more to heart or not. All what I want you to understand is, if you wish to really have this breakthrough, you really wish to be successful, this area is really, really key. And again, I'm not saying it's anyone's fault if someone is overweight, but it's your fault if you stay that way. And the same is, it's not your fault if you are poor, but it's your fault if you stay that way, if you stay poor. And, you know, hear that from Dr. Blue saying all the time. So here's what I wish for you and want for you, and that is progress. I want that you have progress. And so here's what I know you can do. And you can't tell me that you can't do this. You can do push-ups every day, 10 push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, how you call all of them. I don't care what it is, but build it up to where you're doing 30, 40, 50 a day. I mean, you know, there was a time in my life where I was traveling like a maniac. I mean, before Corona, I went to countless of countries in 1 year. I really can't count how many I went to. Traveling like this, I still maintain my fitness. Totally fit. Why? Well, all I did was push-ups and planks. I followed the advice of Cher, believe it or not, the great singer Cher, doing planks every day. And it keeps you in shape. I didn't do my bike ride because I was traveling. I didn't have a bike. I didn't go to gym. I don't like gym. So see, at worst case, I did planks and push-ups every day and I stayed fit because I was moving my body. Understand, if you want to be successful in all areas of life, and I'm telling you this, as you start to improve, as you start to experience more vitality, more energy, you know, through working out, more strength, working out, that will transfer in your business, in your Utopian Global business. It will transfer into you being an influencer and transfer into you being a powerful recruiter. See, step number 3, or point number 3 is in your daily DMO, is posting 1 to 4 times per day on your timeline. Now, if you got very little activity on your timeline, may have not a lot of followers, not a lot of people looking at your posts, almost no one is seeing to commenting, post one, you can post once a day, you know, that's fine. You don't need 4 posts a day if no one is seeing your stuff. You know, I post typically about 4 times a day because I have quite a decent amount of engagement. If you've got no engagement, you know, it's fine posting once a day. But just get in the habit of posting once a day on your timeline. So what do you post? Well, go back into the lessons where we talked about what to post. And very soon in Utopian Global, we're going to give you this content that what to post every single day. And so you're going to check out this calendar for that. But every single day of the month, you will see content that you can actually post and suggestions. I also recommend you, of course, you're doing thoughtful posts every day. So see, I take time to write an email that I send out every day to my followers. I repurpose that in blog posts and on Facebook posts. I write email. I post it on my Facebook. I post this on my blog. I do it once, but I use it, you know, sometimes 3-4 times in the different mediums. Now, number 4 on your daily method of operate is daily stories. You know, post where you're sharing your life. People love to see what you're up to. See, I'm nowhere near as good as I need to be because there's always room for improvement. So this is also a lesson for me always. You just can't do enough. People would love to have, like, again, like I said, it's like a reality show. People would love to have an insight in your life. And so you going to Instagram, Facebook, you're doing a quick story post. And, you know, I typically do it on Instagram and then it's being posted through Facebook. So it's seen actually in both areas. So do something once and it goes out twice. And that's kind of cool, isn't it? So every day I do some kind of story post, sometimes more, sometimes less. Now, I also do post in X number of groups per day, as I said in my group training. And this is really number 5 in our DMO, is the posting in groups. Now, I don't know, of course, how much time you guys are going to invest in your social media recruiting. You may have very little time posting in, one group a day or several, but at least do it once a day. Post once a day in a group or several groups. If it's just in one group a day, that's fine, but I do recommend do it in more groups. Now, here's what's kind of cool. There's so many different groups out there. And again, this is the whole training of the recruiting in groups. But you can really easily copy paste this post and of course do it in different groups. You could post into 10 different groups if you like, because you can post the same thing in different groups where of course are different audiences. And why are you posting in groups? Well, obviously to get engagement, to have people seeing your posts on a regular basis, and they're gonna think, oh wow, she's an interesting, cool person. He's an interesting person. The post those guys do, it's really interesting stuff. So what they're gonna do with people, this is how people are. People are curious. Again, it's like a movie. People are going to go to your profile, they're going to check out your profile, and they're going to start following you. So you got to make this a daily method of operation. You're going to do it at least once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever it is, whatever the amount of time you put in. Now, number 6, and I hope you see now the other slide here with the number 6, 7, and 10. Number 6 is live videos. You see, doing X number of live videos per week. So you got to set up how many videos are you going to do. See, I would love to tell you I do a video every single day, but I don't. I don't do one a day. Okay, I should do way more. I should, but I don't do it. But I do a certain amount of videos each and every week. So what you got to do is you got to set a certain number of live videos that you are doing or that you're going to do every single week. Maybe you do, one every Monday and one every Friday, or you do every Tuesday, every Thursday. But set a minimum amount per week. If it's one a week, stick to one a week. Stay consistent with it until it becomes a habit. See, all of this coaching, all this teaching is all about, you got to get it into a habit, because then you don't think about it anymore. You do it automatically. Number 7 is the power hour. I talked about it in the ATM strategy. Well, if you don't have the time, set out this power hour, which is of course in 4 components of 15 minutes. So carve out 15 minutes in the morning, in midday, in the afternoon, in the evening. You can split literally this power hour into 4 parts. And if you haven't seen the training, watch the training on the ATM and power hour. Now, number 8 in your daily method of operation is the add tag message, the ATM strategy, or the comment add message strategy. So X number of people per day to add, to communicate with them. And remove the people who are not engaging back with you. Just remove them. So we talked about, of course, the ATM and the CAM method, commenting on someone's post or commenting on someone's comment, or if someone comments on your post, and so on. And it could be on their timeline where you make a comment. It could be in a group on the comments you make a post. But you are commenting on their stuff. You're adding them as a friend. You're sending them a message. Hey, I appreciate your comment in my post. Hey, I love your post in XYZ group. I checked out your profile. Love to connect. Okay, what are you going to doing there? What are you doing there? You are engaging. You are engaging. You are creating a conversation. Understand? This is key in your number, of course, 8 of your daily method of operation. And your number 9, of course, your come strategy. Now, number 10, in your daily method of operation, you got to peak interest in X amount of time per day. And I did a training on numbers, how much numbers, how many people you need to talk to in order to have so many people engaging with you, in order to have so many people wanting to know more information, in order to have so many people seeing a presentation, in order to have so many people, of course, joining with the company, which of course you should also go back to this training. But in your daily method of operation, peak interest that you get X amount of time, whatever your goal you set up per day. So this is the number of times where we are asking people if they are open to watch something, if they are interested to watch something, if they're interested in having a Skype call, phone call, Zoom call, presentation, whatever with me, if they are interested, or with my sponsor, or listen to the founders call, or, right? So once we've messaged back and forth a few times, 2, 3, 4 times, you're piquing interest. Again, what do you say there? Well, again, go back to the training. We got this entire training that shows you exactly what to say. So, team, or my fellow marketers, we're giving you the science. We're giving you exactly what to do, but it's actually up to you to do it. So the question is, how do you get yourself to do it? So let's talk about how to stay consistent with your daily method of operation. Okay, let's go into that one, how to really stay consistent. And there is, of course, the discipline yourself long enough until it becomes a habit. See, number 1 is that realize if you're going to have to discipline yourself long enough until it becomes a habit, you will do well. You are going to have to will yourself to do it until it becomes a habit. You're going to have to discipline yourself long enough. Now, discipline will last only so long, but here's what's cool. Once it becomes a habit, you're not having to force yourself anymore. You see, I had to force myself to discipline myself to get up early in the morning, which, this was a hard thing for me because, all my last, how long? 10 years, 11 years, 10 years, I have been waking up at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, it took discipline to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I can tell you that. That's always a hard one. But the thing is now, it's like I even wake up, and that's why I said I'm going to do it down to 7 o'clock, because I'm anyway now already disciplined. I'm automatically waking up now even before 8 o'clock. So I can do 7. Yes, then I have another hour more to create content and to engage with people, you see? So you're going to have to discipline long enough, and then it eventually will become a habit, and you don't have to force yourself. And it's not like you're having, to will yourself again to that so much. So do it just long enough until this becomes this habit. And when I start first, of course, writing, content every day, it was a bit of a struggle. I knew I was going to have to discipline also to do that, to write content, but I was consistently programming my mind that I love success, that I love the success, the process of writing, and the success of having people reading my stuff, coming back to me, congratulating me on the stuff, finding it interested, and so on. So I'm saying to myself, first of all, forced, and then it just became a habit. This is so much fun, because sometimes it wasn't fun, but I just said it to me. This is fun. This is fun. This is fun. I love it. It's now fun. It became fun. Why? Because I'm anyway a great reader. I love reading. Some people love audio. I love reading. I always loved reading. But now it's actually, I can express myself. I can write. So I can't wait to write. I love the process. So I'm programming myself that I love it. Program yourself that you love it. Fall in love with the process. And 2 keys to success are consistency and certainly love of the game. See, consistency in love with the game, you fall in love with the game, that helps you remain consistent. So what do? You schedule it in your calendar. So we have a calendar on our phone, don't we? We all have. Block out the times. I can tell you this helped me so much. Block out times where you're actually going to do these things. Just as I've taught you, of course, in the Power Hour training, you may need to set an alarm as a reminder to do a story post. You may need to put an alarm in your phone in order to do the things that you set in your calendar. Whatever it takes to hold you accountable, make sure you are doing that. And number 4, track your numbers. And this is key. I would have not gotten to any success if I wouldn't have tracked my numbers. I mean, you got to track your numbers. You see, I learned, actually, I was Anders Carlson to me. Funny, my mentor, Anders Carlson, a lovely guy, amazing networker. Really, really cool guy. And Anders always said, you want to have an appointment with me? Well, how many people are you? That's what he taught me, of course, with his organization. Okay, you can have an appointment with me, but you're not going to have it alone. Who are you bringing? He would only meet people if they were bringing other people to listen to the presentation. They wouldn't get an appointment otherwise. And people, when they were complaining, Anders always would say, okay, show me your calendar. What did your week look like? What's your day look like? What's your next week look like? What's your next month look like? Nothing. Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing scheduled in your calendar. You're telling me this business is not working. Well, obviously you're not working the business, right? Very simple. So create a spreadsheet or take the KISS accountability sheet of your training module and write everything down. See, if you cannot do it, if you cannot print that sheet out, make a note on your phone. I mean, I don't care how you do it, but track your numbers. And that is, how many times did you post? How many people did you reach out to? How many people did you add as a friend? How many people did you pique interest? Track your numbers in social media. This is not different than in offline marketing. It's the same deal. You got to track your numbers. See, there's a law in marketing that says what you track improves. See, it's tough to make progress on things if you don't know what to make progress of. So personally, I'm competitive and I'm competitive with myself. So if I look and see, oh, this is what I did this day, or oh, here's what I did this day. Here's what I did for this week. Next week, I have a goal of doing just a little bit more than I did the previous week. I have a few stories, of course, as always, to tell. I know there was this great cyclist out of Austria I met personally, Harold Meyer. And so Harold, so he did all kinds of races in the most cold in Alaska to the hottest one in Australia. And Harold said, look, when I started, I watched the top guys and I just tracked their numbers. What do they do? How much time do they exercise? What kind of exercise do they do? So he tracked all the top guys' numbers, the Austrian top guys' numbers. And he just said, I'm going to do more than them. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to do more than them. If they did 10 hours of this, or if they did 10 exercise of that, I do 15. And this is how he became number one in Austria. So it's simple. It's really like that. So another, story I have on tracking your numbers and accountability. I remember I lived in Spain, and I gave up everything. This is a long time ago. This was my first experience. I never had experience in network marketing, but I had experience in direct sales. So I had a boyfriend, went to Spain, gave up everything, left Germany, literally just basically moved with him. He had a really great job, great position, and great career. So he didn't want that I worked, but okay, I needed to live from something as well. So he was not giving me any money too. So I lived from my savings. I was pretty dumb at the time, but he didn't want to let me work. But of course, I'm stubborn. I said, I'm going to work. So what could I do? I didn't speak the language, didn't know any people, didn't have any references, went to the employment agency. They said, well, you're German. What do you do here in Spain? You can go back to Germany. We don't have any work for you. All right. Okay, good. So this was done. Couldn't do that. Checked newspaper, checked what kind of jobs were available, what was available. Saw this ad. That ad said, well, German company is looking for representatives, et cetera, et cetera. I forgot exactly what it was, but sort of German company. And that's what I was stick in my mind. Okay, German company. Okay, I'm German. So I did the appointment, did the call. They invited me, was there 9 o'clock in the morning, Carmen Nogales, who is my great friend. We became really great friends and mentor, of course, to me. She said what she was doing, representing a company, German company. They produce kitchenware. And what I had to do is demonstrations in the different houses and, of course, recruit people to also do demonstrations, sell kitchenware and so on. I had no idea, never did it. I love cooking, yes, but never did that. So didn't have any contacts, didn't speak the language, barely Spanish. It was tough. She straight away after the meeting said, you have time? I said, yeah, sure. Didn't have anything to do, right? So took me to a presentation. She was in a home doing where some women there, they were all, of course, they knew the appointment was there. They were all excited that somebody came and showed them this new kitchenware, what it all did and how you could save energy and all this stuff. Carmen did the presentation. I watched, and then, of course, it's kind of, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do that. Anyhow, so it's kind of weird, right? But then she said, well, yeah, after the presentation, you have a little bit more time? I said, yeah, sure. All right, went to the second presentation. I did 3 on this day. So I was, until my boyfriend came home, I was off as well. So went to the second presentation, she started the presentation, said hello to the people, flip chart, all this old stuff. Carmen said, well, Claudia, you're going to do this part. And I was like, this feeling was like, it's undescribable. It's just, I was shivering. I mean, everything was coming through my mind. It was terrible. But I did it. She said, just read the flip chart. You have seen it before. So I did. She threw me into the water. And I did a horrible job. But the thing is, the people, they saw I did it for the first time. And the people, sort of felt pity for me, I guess, or sympathy, or I don't know, but they would. And so third presentation, she basically let me do all the presentation except the cooking. Now, I'm a great cook, but, wasn't yet really doing everything. But then, of course, from that on, she sent me basically alone. She said, okay, you want to do it? I said, yeah, sure, I try it. I believe in 1 month, I became the top income earner in that region. In 1 month, didn't have any contacts, didn't speak the language, very barely, didn't have a car to drive. In fact, I didn't have a driver license. I had a boat driver license, not a car driver license. No excuse. I did take literally the bus in Zaragoza. 45 degrees, it's like 120 Fahrenheit, I think, something like that. And with the whole kitchenware, on my shoulders, and it was bloody heavy. And I would knock on doors. I would put flyers. I would invent anything I could invent to make contacts. And I think a lot of people just felt pity about me. And so they gave me somehow magically contacts. Anyway, this is how I built it up. It was tough, but I knew, and well, I felt it, of course, because I was doing it, I was getting better. I really wanted to make money. I really wanted to be responsible of my own life. I really I wanted to care for myself. This is just my ego. Yeah, the story about that is, or what I was actually going to say, I was going to sidetrack here. Story about that is, Carmen, every Monday morning, we would come together, the team, of course, of salespeople, at her flat. I know it. She had a baby at the time, was very ill, very sick, and a little one. And her husband had left her. She had basically to look after herself. Government in Spain, they don't care about you. I mean, forget that. Don't give you nothing. And she had a beautiful apartment, beautiful BMW car. So she had redone her life, but by working extremely hard. And so her thing was accountability. Show me your list. Show me the people you contacted. Show me the people you talked to. Show me what appointments you have. What have you done? So every morning, 9 o'clock, we had to show what we have done, who we had talked to. We had to show the names, the addresses, the phone numbers, everything. Not just, oh, I was there. No. We had to produce results. And she was tough. She was a tough one, but it was great because I learned accountability. So enough of the sidetracking. This was a little story. Another thing is, you need to be clear on why you're doing this. What is going to allow you to be disciplined? What's going to allow you that have you be staying willing to stay consistent long enough until it becomes a habit? Is having really a reason. What's your reason? Having a burning desire as why are you doing this? And here's what I wrote down for years and years, for a long period of time. Well, I don't know how long I actually wrote this down, but it's a long time. And I wrote down a quote, I would say every day, out loud, every day, not once, many times. I said, I will do today what others won't to have tomorrow what others don't. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantity through multiple sources of on a continuous basis, for multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now. See, I had big dreams and big goals. I had those goals and dreams in front of me. And I'm going to encourage you to make sure you are very clear on why you're doing this. You have a vision for your life and of course, a vision for your life to live in purpose. See, my recommendation is you align your social media recruiting with your purpose. And the reason why I love recording the videos for you, the coachings, the trainings, they're exactly in line with my purpose. My purpose in life is to help people become powerful leaders and influencers. That's why I'm here. I believe that's why God put me here. Now, I didn't know that in the beginning, but I discovered that through my journey. It's my destiny. And because I'm very clear on that, and the reason why I'm clear on that is because I decided it. So many people walk around their whole life going, oh my God, let me find my purpose. Now you decide your purpose. God gives you, yes, you, my friend, the power to decide your own purpose. God gives you all the tools, that the talent, everything you need to stay in purpose, to decide on your purpose, to live your purpose. And see, when you can put your money-making activities in line or in alignment with a core purpose of why you are here, you know, you are so much more likely to stay consistent. So, my fellow people here, these are the keys to stay consistent with your daily method of operation. So, let me know what you got out of it. What's your major insight? What's your takeaway from this training? Tell me, or write it down, comment it on later on the YouTube video, on your video in the back office, contribute to others, and go in, read some of the other comments, some other people do comment on their comments, expand, and so on. This is really, 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 really key. All right.